Welcome back. I've spent about 4 hours this afternoon just sort of cutting out this god-awful mess. This was the patch that was crudely sort of put onto the lower sill, and there's quite a bit of sort of flaky old rust. A lot of this was sort of hidden by the patch. When the patch came out, have a look at the previous videos. If you've not already seen them, you'll see. Now, this looks a bit of a horror show when I show you this, but I'm not worried. It's much better than anticipated. See, look, the actual top of the sill is really good, and the patch was welded on right up here. So because I've managed to grind the patch off, the metal underneath is really good, and I can get my fingers on the inside. The metal is actually very smooth. There isn't even any surface corrosion under here, which is wonderful news. Honestly, truly, I thought I'd have to cut it out up to here, because the patch came up to that line there, and I did think I'd end up cutting it right up here and trying to weld onto a curve. Bloody hell, because the lower down the curve it is, closer to because there is actually a flat bit on the bottom of the sill and then a bit of a curve. The closer it is to that flat bit and that swage, that fold there, the stronger the panel will be. So I'll be welding along here very close to that fold, and it's just got a lot more strength about it. If I'm welding up here, there'd be very little strength and it would distort horribly, and I'd have difficulty getting it back. But I'm not too worried. I'm going to do this as two separate. This is quite a crude cut. I need to get that dressed up and a lot cleaner, a perfectly straight line. I don't want to be trying to weld a wriggly line. And obviously just trim all this. And I've had enough now. I'm not going to do any more today. I need to get the grinder in. And these rough bits here, it's very difficult to get snips in. So I'll do it completely flush with the grinder. Take this right back to completely fresh metal, all this rough here. You just can't really get the snips in. The snips want to sit where that fold is. So yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. It's getting late now. I can't do any more grinding tonight. Slightly disappointed. If I turn the camera on its side, you can see there's a hole inside there, look. It's about 3 inches long. Let's get there. Where's the light? There it is. This is the inner sill. Now, most of the inner sill is in really good shape, and all around here, I don't know. But anyway, once I've cleaned, I can't really get my hands in because of all these sharp edges. Once I've cleaned all that off, I should be able to sort of get access and cut that out. I'm hoping I'll be able to get access to it if I remove the carpets and the seat and do it from the inside. But it's relatively minor. And from what I can tell, the rest of the sill seems really good. The original flange is good. Top half of the sill's good. The perfect floor. Just a little bit disappointed to find that on the inner sill. But I did think I'd lost this flange, and I also thought I'd lost the curve. I thought that was all going to have to be cut out. So I've managed to save this, I've managed to save that, but I've discovered this inside here. But it's completely hidden in the box section. Access to it's going to be slightly awkward. I might end up MIG welding that. We'll see if I can't get to it from the inside by removing the carpets in the seat. I'll almost definitely MIG weld that. I'll cut it out and I'll MIG weld a patch in there. The MIG won't be as neat, but it won't give off as much heat as the oxyacetylene. Oxyacetylene in that is likely to start a fire somewhere. So we'll see, but I'm not going to do any more tonight. I've had enough. It's starting to get late. But like I said, tomorrow I'll come back and I'll grind this edge, all these rough bits here where you can see that the edge is not completely straight. I'll get that completely straight. So it just makes an easier job. I'm going to keep that bit original. That's a bit of original sill that hasn't perished. So I'm going to dress that up. The tin snips have bent the edge over. So I'll be able to just tap that back up with a hammer and a weight. Keep that. I'll rust treat it all inside, and then I'm going to trim this section out separately and do a separate weld, a separate panel altogether. It's lower. To be honest with you, this is where the original rot was. When I got somebody to put a plate on there, it was contained like this, and because they've plated over it and it's spread dramatically. But I just wasn't in a position to weld it myself last year. So I took it somewhere and just got them to do a crude temporary And it's got completely worse. It's spread, but it is what it is. I knew that's what was going to happen, but not to worry. We've got a drain hole here. There's another drain hole there, which is all blocked up. I don't know what it's blocked with, but it's blocked. And there's another one a bit further along. And there should be a drain hole somewhere around here. And that, I'm anticipating, I would imagine that was completely blocked. And there should be another one towards the back here. And that one, well, maybe there isn't, I don't know. But if there isn't, I'm going to put one in. Actually, no, there isn't one. But I'm going to sort of form that carefully and put one in the back here. Just a very, very discreet drain hole, just like that. So I'll open these up, put a new one in here and a new one there. Yeah, just make sure that the sills can drain properly. You know, if they're rust treated, filled with wax, and they've got drain holes, this problem's not going to happen again. But anyway, I'm just going to clean up now. I've had enough. I need to use the grinder. It's you know, it's starting to get late here. I can't aggravate my neighbours anymore with a noisy grinder. I'll come back to it tomorrow, hopefully not so late.